Now, Sal, let me ask you this. One, because, I know we've talked about, I think a few episodes ago, we talked about psychedelics. I've been telling you I've been on doing edibles and things like that. Do you think there's a point in your life ever? Do you think there's a point where you just to say you did it, cross the list, would you do LSD angel dust?
Never in my life.
No chance.
Billion years. We were just talking about this a couple nights ago. Someone mentioned the word Molly, and I said, because we looked up how Prince and Michael Jackson died because we thought it was the same way.
Is it in fentanyl?
Prince took a Vicodin that was laced with too much fentanyl. That was laced with fentanyl. Prince, an icon on this earth, probably worth $1 billion. He died from bad drugs that he bought.
Yeah, I mean that's like that's what happens.
Because it couldn't have been official Vikes, right? Because official Vicodin from a company isn't going to be laced with fentanyl. So he bought. So why didn't anyone hunt him down the way they hunted down Mac Miller's folks and stuff?
Maybe they did some street justice. I don't know.
I didn't hear nothing of it. But Michael Jackson died because his doctor prescribed him a cocktail of shit. And then I heard that Michael Jackson, if his guy would have came in and just moved his head, he would have lived.
Really?
I think the way he was positioned made him die. This is what I read.
So do you think he wanted to kill Michael Jackson?
No. But I think it's really this really weird thing that if the doctor would have come in and repositioned him from the way he was laying or something, he would have lived. Something crazy.
Interesting. Do you think if they were still segregating cemeteries, would Michael Jackson be buried as a white woman or a black man?
I don't know where he was headed.
If this was a period of time, do you think he's in heaven as what do you think what race is he in heaven as right now?
I think he's the race he was born with. Why did they remove Michael Jackson's brain? They removed his brain? Scientists need to remove the pop star's brain to finish his autopsy, and because it takes about 2 weeks for a brain to harden before it can be examined, if he's laid to rest before then, his body will have to be buried without his brain?
Do you remember?
Is that what happens to anyone with an autopsy?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Do you remember exactly where you were when Michael Jackson died?
I do remember where I was when I was watching JFK and found out that JFK died. When I was watching the movie JFK and I found out JFK died, I remember where I was now.
You didn't know he died until you saw the movie?
No.
Yeah.
What year did he die? What year did Michael Jackson die? Go.
2009.
That's correct.
Yeah, because I had just beginning to do, thinking about the idea of doing comedy open mics, and I remember I was on my way. I think it was the Bad Slava website. I hadn't ever got on stage yet, but I was on my way to try to do my first open mic, and I was obviously very nervous, and I was on my way to go to stand up in New York, and I remember sitting in traffic, and it blasted all over the radio, Michael Jackson dead, and I said, I can't take this right now. I can't do the open mic, and then I didn't try it again for about 6 months.
No.
I was looking for any excuse in the universe to not have to do this open mic because I was so terrified. So when Michael Jackson died, I said, you did that for me? Yeah. Jesus killed Michael Jackson, so I wouldn't have to do the open mic at Stand Up New York.
Yeah.
And I turned around and went home.
Stand Up New York, Stand Up New York was like, hey, you were on the schedule, you didn't show up. What do you tell him?
Michael Jackson died.
No. Take it up with Bloom Cafe.
Take it up with Bloom Cafe. Michael Jackson died. Allegedly.
Allegedly. I don't remember.
Looks like now.
I don't.
I pointed to a picture of him from Thriller.
I don't remember where I was when Michael Jackson died, to tell you the truth. But
do you consider yourself a worse person for that?
I remember where I was when Princess Di died.
I remember where I was too. You know where I was?
I don't know why. Because I distinctly remember waking up, turning on television, and it was like this big thing.
I remember when Princess Diana died, I was in my stepmother's bedroom taking a nap. For some reason, I don't know why. I guess my dad and stepmother's bedroom, but I was laying on my stepmother's side of the bed. I remember for some reason she had a nightgown, and I was using her nightgown as a pillow.
I thought you were going to say as a tissue.
As a tissue. Oh yeah, snot right into her. It was weird. I remember. I don't know why I remember that. Where were you when Princess Di died?
I was at my first girlfriend's family's house, and it was in the morning. And we turned on the television, and it was like the whole scene, the helicopters and shit like that. And I was like, whoa. And
you were at her family's house.
Her house, yeah.
Her house.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
What were you guys doing?
Well, I had just woken up. I had slept over.
Oh, you were allowed to sleep over your girlfriend's house when you were a teenager?
I know it sounds weird, but like my parents allowed it and her parents allowed it.
In the same bed, or you had to sleep on the floor?
In the same bed.
What?
Yeah.
What kind of parents did you guys have?
I think that we were just two respectful kids. And like
so you didn't do any hanky-panky
the parents trusted us. And
you didn't
we just,
do anything.
I think
Maybe
it was everything was on the up and up, like.
How old were you when Princess Di died? 15, 16?
I guess, what was I, 16, 15?
That's crazy that parents will let you do that. Because
I know it sounds weird because I would never in a million years do that, but we dated for like 6 years.
No.
Maybe it was a little later. Maybe it was like we were 18.
No, listen, you're the type of boyfriend, I have 2 daughters. I want my daughters to come home with a guy like you.
Aww.
I want my daughters to come home with a guy like you because I'll say, this guy is a nice guy, he's a respectful guy. He's put together. He's successful. He's trustworthy, and he's most like, yeah. I would say.
Tell me, what was the last one?
And he's most likely gay.
Don't be a fake. Don't be a flake. Don't run away from your feelings, babe. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Don't hesitate to say, hey, babe.